Match number 1 will feature Soul Machine against the Madawaska Madness. If you're cheering for Soul Machine, let's hear you make some noise! And if you're cheering for the Madawaska Madness, let's hear you make some noise! All right, our teams are ready to do battle. Let's meet the men of Soul Machine. Number 1, Nikola Dimitrievich. Number 2, Uchenna Ofoha. Number 3, Felipe Umanya Paredes. Number 4, Reed May. Number 5, Josh Collins. Number 6, Blaze Wasser. Number 7, Gavin Taylor. Number 8, Austin Valius. Number 9, Alex Duncan Tebow. Number 10, Kirsten Duncan Tebow. Number 11, Matt McGurr. And number 13, Gregory Ivan. And now let's meet and greet the Madawaska Madness. Number 1, Liam Gray. Number 2, Omari Young. Number 3, Joran Zeman. Number 4, Zane Grossinger. Number 6, Eric Matson. Number 7, Joel Hannon. Number 8, Joel Howes. Number 9, Jordan Figuera. Number 10, Louis Pierre Manville. Number 11, Jack Peckham. And number 12, Phil James.
Welcome, Week 3, Toronto Premier League 1 Volleyball, live from Ryerson University in the heart of downtown Toronto at Kerr Hall.
Once any team hits 14 points, we will enter side-out scoring. You must side out to win the set. Each set adds different values to the standings. Set 1 adds 1 point to your standings. Set 2 adds 2 points to your standings. And set 3 adds 3 points to your standings. All right, fans, let's make some noise for Soul Machine and Madawaska!
So I let the announcer run through the explanation. I got the announcer's microphone right above me, or the speaker, so hopefully we can keep the sound appropriately. Nikola Dimitrievich will start the game off tonight for Soul Machine. And right off the bat, Luis Pierre Mainville with the kill. Good start to the game for Madawaska. I'm Chris McKee doing the play-by-play. Thanks for joining us here on the One Volleyball live stream. Eric Matson will now serve for Madawaska. Did my first week last week down at McMaster in Hamilton. Good eye. That one just got out of bounds. Josh Collins let it go.
Now serving for Soul Machine.
So Gavin Taylor now up for Soul Machine. Gavin out of Western University. He's got the white headband. Not hard to spot. Looking like Ralph Macchio in The Karate Kid. And the set was off, but it worked out just fine for Phil James. Timing was off. Got enough of it. Dropped it in.
Jordan Figuera serving for Madawaska.
2-0 Madawaska. Jordan Figuera will serve. Jordan were number 5 last week, wearing number 9 this week with Chris Tao not in action today. Oh, powerful serve, but into the net. Soul Machine gets their first points of the night. Sorry, 2-2. So Uchenna Ofoa will serve. Uchenna, 6'6" out of Ryerson University. Got off to a really hot start last week down in Hamilton, but then cooled off. He was the best player on the court. Speaking of the best player on the court, Joran Zeman with the kill.
3-2 Madawaska.
Afoa had a big first set and then wasn't heard much for the remainder of the 2 sets. Zeman will serve. And no one.
Serve goes out of bounds. Soul Machine substitution.
So substitution for the first time. Reed May, number 4. And Austin Valius into the game.
Serving for Soul Machine.
So I have to keep track of the score as well as call the game. So I'll try to catch up accordingly. May, deadly. And set off. Good chance here for Soul Machine. Collins has that blocked. Collins again. And bit of luck on Josh's side. That one falls in for him.
That's 4-3 Soul Machine.
4-3 Soul Machine with the lead. May will serve again. Reed out of the University of Alberta. Lovely serve, dealt with well, and great dig from May. And, ooh, that's kept alive. Blake Wasser with the dig. And back-to-back digs. But they're saying, I think somebody touched the net. We're tied at 4.
Phil James serving for Madawaska.
So Phil James now serves. Phil played at Cal Berkeley as well as at Western. Hard to leave Cal Berkeley, man. And out of bounds, Madawaska point. James will serve again.
5-4, Madawaska.
So it's a muggy night here in downtown Toronto, which we're right at Yonge and Gerrard. Right in the thick of things, of course, the Toronto Raptors playing tonight. Great dig. And Peckham just lost his way.
With the soft touch, beats that block.
It was Austin Valius. Little touch there.
Collins serving for
So
Soul Machine.
the volleyball tonight should run to about 11 o'clock, which is roughly about the time the Raptors games end. So when we leave the gym, if the Raptors win, we may be in absolute mayhem here in downtown Toronto. The Jack Peckham topped that, well out of bounds. Soul Machine point. So good crowd in here. Your view is only the far bleachers. There's bleachers to the left and to the right, as well as up where my camera view is. People still filing in. Collins serving for Soul Machine. And from the back row, Reed May again, quick hands. And finally, LP Mainville puts it away.
From the left side,
We're tied at 6.
Joel Hannon serving.
And Joel Hannon serves. Joel out of Ryerson University, his home court. Well, they play here and just one block north at Mattamy, of course, the former Maple Leaf Gardens. That one drifts way out of bounds. Soul Machine point.
Outside that baseline. 7-6 Soul Machine.
Blake Wasser will serve.
Blaze Wasser serving.
Sorry,
for Soul
Blaze
Machine.
Wasser, forgive me. Blaze out of Windsor University. And that hit the roof, but they're playing it. I don't know if they are playing it off the roof or not.
Soul Machine point on the double.
They did last year when we were in the gym. A bit of a different setup. We split the gym in 2. Just the one feature game this year and one volleyball. And perfectly placed, Joel Hannon.
Another point for Madawaska.
Josh Collins diving, couldn't get to it.
8-7 still for Soul Machine. LP Manville serving
So
for Madawaska.
Louis-Pierre Mainville will serve for the Madmen. He was a first overall pick last year in the one volleyball draft. Afoa has that blocked, but it goes out of bounds.
Goes out
9-7.
7, Soul Machine. Soul Machine substitutions. Coming in is number 1,
So Nikola Dimitrijevic will serve for the second time this evening. And from the back row, nicely done. Mainville again. LP, the hot hand for Madawaska so far in the first set. Matson back to serve again. Matson, a former U Sports national champ at the University of Alberta. Hits the lip of the net but goes over. Afoa hammers that away. Gavin Taylor back. Gavin's played pro in Denmark, and that look, is it out? It just missed. My point of view, looked pretty good. 10-9 though. Soul Machine still in front.
Jordan Figueroa serving for Madawaska.
So Jordan Figueroa serves. Jordan played just down the street, the University of Toronto. A couple blocks away from us here. Young and Gerard. Lovely serve. Hits the roof, kept alive. Collins from the corner, and he topped it well out of bounds.
Collins aiming for the Premier League sign. Out of bounds.
Figueroa will serve again.
10-10.
Jordan now enters your screen with the serve. Collins from the left side. Might have went out of bounds, but kept alive. And blocked. That's Afoa and Greg Ivan. The big man, Greg Ivan, he goes 6'6", used all of it there on the block. So Matt McGurr will come in to serve for the first time. Matt, one of the better serves you will see in the league. Matt started off at Mohawk College down in Hamilton, transferred out to Oshawa for Durham College. Had the pleasure of calling his games up at Durham College. In the corner, that's Joran Zeman with the kill.
Once again, 11-11.
Now Zeman will serve.
For Madawaska.
Zeman, one of several Queens alum on Madawaska. And puts out one in the net. So nobody's serve has gotten going so far in the first set. Everybody's still shaking out the cobwebs. So just to reiterate what our announcer said off the start, it's 3-set match. You get 1 point if you win the first set, 2 if you win the second, 3 if you win the third. That way, even if you're down 2 sets to none, you can still tie the match, maybe win it on point differential. So Reed May in to serve. That was going out. Kept it in. And there's Mainville again all day. So everything been going through number 10, LP Mainville. Another big kill. So Liam Gray for the first time tonight. Liam out of Georgian College up in Barrie. Had the chance to call a few of his games in OCAA action. Nice left-handed serve. And unlucky, Jack Peckham.
Refs call it out for touches.
Gray will serve again. We got a timeout on the floor. So thanks for joining us here on One Volleyball's YouTube stream. Flipping the schedule around tonight. Last week the women started things off. Tonight the men. They'll do the first 2 matches. And then the 2 women's matches to follow. I'm hoping we can wrap up just in time so I can maybe catch the last 5 minutes of the Raptors game over at Boston Pizza, who's, of course, a sponsor of One Volleyball. Had fun at the year-end party there last summer. It's a nice summer night. And they handed out all the awards and a few free drink tickets, which was cool. Back to it, Liam Gray serving for Madawaska. Gets the roll and the ace. Liam Gray. Luck on your side, and now it's set point. So McGurr wiping his shoes now. Looks like he slipped. Gray off the lip of the net, falls in. Liam trying to put the first set away for Madawaska. And just a little too ambitious off that big serve. He wanted back-to-back aces. And now Josh Collins will serve. So Josh played at Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. Also coached at Queens. And nicely done on both teams to keep that alive. And the set way off. Mainville recovers. And Soul Machine had a free, but a big block from Mainville. And now that goes out of bounds. So they don't get a point. They now get the opportunity to serve again for the set. And Joel Hannon will serve for the set. So substitution. Zane Grossinger coming in. Zane will serve. And Omari Young, number 2 as well. Zane out of Queens University. And just missed, and there you go. Madawaska takes the first set, 15-13. So both teams still shaking out the cobwebs a little. No real rallies there. It's been, serve, set, kill. We want to see a little bit more fluidity coming up in the next set. There we go. Got the score reset. Doing double duty. So I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me here on the One Volleyball YouTube stream. I shook out the cobwebs last week. Nice to get back in the swing of things, feeling a little bit more comfortable. Mentioned last week I hadn't called a volleyball game since last year's Premier League final at Mattamy, which was last July. Been doing basketball all throughout the winter and into the summer. So happy to be back in the gym. Calling some volleyball again. You can check me out on Twitter at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. My Instagram at Mr. McKee, CM on the end. And we try to get some interviews and stuff tonight from the players and post some highlights throughout the week as well. So we had a bit of kerfuffle last week. I have to save the games once they're done, and then we upload a new stream. And got a text saying we can't find the women's games. I'm like, they're on there. I'm telling you, I saved them the exact same way. So there's been no women's games posted from last week. But in setting this up, I was with Joe Amaral setting up the live stream, and we found the women's games. I was like, I told you I saved them. She just looked in the wrong file. So thankfully last week's women's games should be uploaded by tomorrow as well. Getting started for the set 2 in the heart of downtown Toronto. Love being down here. One Volleyball moving it around a little bit this year. Started off at Humber week 1, then down in Hamilton, McMaster last week. LP Mainville will serve, and in this week Ryerson. I think next week we're up at Durham College in Oshawa, and then a couple Scarborough Pan Am Center, and there's an ace. Gorgeous. LP Mainville. Good start to the game. Well, good start to the second set. So Madawaska took the first set. They've got 1 point. taking his sweet time, comes in. Nice serve. And just completely, whoa, kept alive. And then finally Jack Peckham puts an end to all that. Nice kill from Jack. Jack, another Queens guy, also played at Nipissing for a few years before finishing his last year up in Kingston. Mainville will serve. LP played for the senior national team for 8 years. A storied volleyball career. Serve up. Jack Peckham, back-to-back kills. Jack Peckham.
3-0 Madawaska.
So I had the pleasure of doing the announcing up at Queen's University last year. Saw all of Jack's home games. He can really take over a match if he's feeling it that night. Definitely was towards the end of the season. One of the more dominant players in the OUA. Seen it right there. And I don't know if he knew much about it, but it actually worked out for him, for Gavin Taylor. Hit off the side of his hand, but fell in. Nikola Dimitrijevic will serve. Nikola out of Mississauga. Was top 10 in aces in the league last year. And there's Zeman again.
Well, you're in trouble. Zeman with the point for Madawaska. Jack Peckham serving.
Jack Peckham back to serve. Jack, an OUA All-Star in 2017. Goes 6'8". And blocked. That's
not Chris Tao.
Jordan Figuera.
Showing up the hands.
So Figuera with the block. He's wearing Chris Tao's jersey tonight. Switching up numbers. So 5-1.
Madawaska.
I thought it was 5-1. They're saying 4-1. I'll go with the official. Peckham misses that time. 4-2 now.
5-2.
It was 5. I was right. Thank you. Sometimes you gotta trust your own instincts. So Taylor back to serve for Soul Machine. And clever and a diving save by Wasser. In the corner. And that's off Wasser's hands. And Joran Zeman with the kill.
Gets the attack to deflect off the hands. That is a point for Madawaska.
Not sure what the conversation is between Mattson and the official. Figuera back to serve. Long running toss, left-handed serve. Gets the roll off the lip. Afoa with the kill. Uch Afoa.
Soul Machine substitution.
So after that big swing, Afoa earns a quick breather. Kirsten Tunkin-Debo coming in. Kirsten out of York University. Up top, Jaden Steele's top end of Toronto. And George, speaking of top, he topped that one into the net.
7-3 Madawaska.
Zeman back to serve for Madawaska.
Soul Machine substitution. Coming in is number 2, Uchenna Ofoha.
So Ofoa back in for Soul Machine after a quick breather. Zeman and a foot fault. He stepped over the line.
With the serve vault, point Soul Machine.
Well, 7-4.
Alex Duncan-Tebow serving from
So now
Soul Machine.
Alex Duncan-Tebow on the floor. Alex, of course, also out of York, was the OUA East Player of the Year in his days at York. Blocked.
Joel Howes.
Joel Howe with the block. Joel just getting in.
8-4
making an impact right away. Matson back to serve. So Eric, 5-year pro.
Eric Matson serving for Madawaska.
And Josh Collins from the left side.
The block.
It hit off Gavin Taylor's right hand, fell out of bounds.
Number 13,
Soul Machine point.
Ivan, and number 4, Reed May.
So Josh Collins now back to serve. Josh from Bancroft, Ontario. It's about 3 hours north of Toronto. Spent a few May 2-4 weekends up in Bancroft. A lovely part of the country. Taylor blocked. Looked like Peckham got a piece of it. And just missed. Good eye from Madawaska.
Madawaska point.
9-5.
Ivan's attack goes out of bounds. Joel Hannon serving for Madawaska.
Hannon back to serve. Joel played right here at Ryerson. So been a part of Team Canada. Beach. That's blocked by Peckham. And from the back row, and that's blocked. And just missed, looking for a touch. No touch on that. Soul Machine point. So finally, nice run of play from the men out there. A little back and forth.
Serving for Soul Machine.
Each team settling into the match. Blake Wasser now serves. Sorry, Blaze Wasser, forgive me. Set off, missed Peckham. We'll try it again. Too much, out of bounds.
Joel Hannon's attack goes out of bounds. Soul Machine down 2.
So when I printed the rosters off this week, the toner's a little runny. So I'm looking at Blaze's name, and it's a little runny and blurry. Forgive me. Oh, gorgeous. Paints the sideline. Now there's Blaze Wasser. Lovely.
Soul Machine only down 1 now.
Matt McGurr will come back in.
Coming in is number 11.
Josh Collins takes a breather. Wasser again. Blaze from Burlington. And his first serve was a work of art. And that one, not quite as pretty. Manville will serve. LP played at Sherbrooke College. He's played pro all over Europe. Big serve. Oh, Joran Zeman. Nasty. Mainville again. And into the net. Says, my bad. Apologize to his teammates.
Soul Machine substitutions. Coming in is number 9, Alex Duncan Tebow. And number
So
1,
Nikola Dimitrijevic will serve.
Nikola Dimitrijevic serving for Soul Machine.
Mentioned top 10 in aces last season in the Premier League. And announcer's jinx right on cue. Floats that one into the net.
Coming in from Madawaska is number 1, Liam Gray.
So Gray back to serve, the lefty. Was a 2018 CCAA All-Canadian. Always impressed with the resumes of all the players in this league. Afoa has that blocked. Joel Howe. He's come in and had 2 big blocks. How they keep putting him on the bench, I don't know. Every time he's in, he makes another play. Gray. And puts that one into the net.
10 serving 13. Soul Machine substitution.
Josh Collins coming back in.
5, Josh Collins. Gavin Taylor serving for Soul Machine.
Taylor serves. He's a 6'4" outside hitter. He's played pro in Denmark. Zeman from the corner. Joran Zeman.
Joran, the left-handed man, goes from the left-handed side and triggers that side-out scoring.
So Figueroa will serve again for the set for Madawaska. They took the first set, trying to go up 3 points to none. Gets the roll. Collins, though, there. And free ball. Oh, clever. It's going over. Oh, Ofoa, good reaction. Collins. Finally, Josh Collins puts an end to that.
Goes to Soul Machine. Josh Collins goes right through the block.
Great reaction from both teams. Soul Machine has life in the second set. Ofoa will serve. Ofoa, OUA first-team All-Star right here at Ryerson. Blocked, and it's out of bounds. So, again, no points. It's just Madawaska wins the opportunity to serve again for the set.
Set point.
Zeman serves. And Howes got a piece of it, but not enough. Duncan Tebow for Soul Machine. And now Alex will serve. Alex has played pro in Germany and Italy. And an absolute missile, nicely dealt with. And they're calling someone over the net.
For Madawaska.
And that's it. That should be set point.
Serve goes back to Madawaska.
No, the serve goes back.
Madawaska substitution. Number 11, Jack Peckham checking in. Eric Matson serving Madawaska.
Forgive. Now we're on set point. They just got the chance to reserve again. And nicely done. LP Mainville. And then that's the set. So that's 2 sets to none. That's 3 points to 0. So the only redeeming thing here for Soul Machine, even though they've been dominated by Madawaska, is they win this set, they can tie the match and even win it. Getting ready for the start of the third set coming up shortly. Good flow of play from both teams.
Madawaska is up 3 points to 0. Set 3 is worth 3 points, which means that Soul Machine could take it and tie it up, or Madawaska could take it for an overwhelming victory of 6-0.
There is no echo in here. That's the in-house announcer. The speaker for the in-house announcer is directly above my head. A little unfortunate, but if we want an even live stream image, I got to stay plugged in, and I'm dealing with it. So I know the world is not coming to an end. Instagram has been down for the past few hours. For those of you struggling with that, I feel you. There will be another tomorrow, I promise you. There's always MySpace, which we talked about last week. And hey, you know what? Get back on Facebook. Go say hello to some relatives or old high school friends you haven't talked to in a while that you don't follow on Instagram. Reconnect. It's a good opportunity. Getting ready for the start of set 3.
Set number 3 for Soul Machine, Nikola Dimitrievich, Blaze Wasser, Matt McGurr, Gavin Taylor, Alex Duncan.
So Dimitrijevic will serve again to start off the set for Soul Machine.
LP Manville, Jack Peckham, Eric Maxton, Goran Zeman, and Joel Hannon.
Jack Peckham. Didn't have to put too much on it. Just perfectly placed.
1-0.
Matson will start service off for Madawaska. Eric, also a U Sports Libero of the Year in his days at Alberta. Afoa! Uch Afoa! Let him know, Uch.
1-1. Gavin Taylor serving for Soul Machine.
Well, Taylor back to serve. Wax on, wax off. And out of bounds off the side of his hand. Wasn't pretty. Good crowd now filing in. See a lot of the women's players coming in for their matches later this evening. Figuera, a lovely serve. Nicely dealt with, though, by Wasser. Matt McGurr. And a double. Unfortunate.
Point on the double touch.
Dimitrijevic
3-1
charged with the
Madawaska.
double. And a timeout on the floor. Everything going Madawaska's way. 7:38 local time here in Toronto.
Timeout Soul Machine with the score Madawaska 3, Soul Machine 1.
Definitely a buzz building in the city of Toronto. I could feel it. I took the TTC down. I didn't want to be caught with my car in downtown Toronto in case of a victory parade, and then I'm trapped in the city. So I live out in Pickering, drove into Kennedy Station in Scarborough, took the train down, and just about everyone on the subway rocking Raptors gear. Great to see. I'm old enough. I remember I was about 19 when the Raptors played their first game. And it's so amazing to see the growth and how it unites the city. Figuera. Oh, clever, clever. Jordan Figuera.
Jordan Figuera just goes over it. 4-1, Madawaska.
So he just perfectly placed that. That's one of the better serves you'll see all year. It's got to be one of the highlights of the night. Figuera. This time, I knew he was going to do that. And he almost hit that one to Pickering. That ball's rolling on my front yard. Afoa now serves. Afoa's played pro in Germany and Finland. And perfectly placed, Goran Zeman.
Finds more wide open space. 5-2, Madawaska.
It's all Madawaska so far this evening. Oh, and that one, Mainville hit that off. Whose head did that go off? Umanas Paradis. And it's going to Madawaska. It hit off the top of his head, then bounced off the roof. Felipe having a laugh at that one. No worse for wear. And finally, that's Alex Duncan Tebow. So Duncan Tebow trying to change the fortunes of Soul Machine.
On the right side. Alex serving
It's a big swing.
Soul Machine.
Alex from Scarborough. I'm born and raised in Scarborough, so I always show love to the Scarborough dudes. Nice serve. Mainville. And Duncan Tebow diving for it, keeps it alive. Free ball for Madawaska from the back row. And over the net.
On the back row attack.
I'm sorry, saying from the back floor attack. Thought someone was over the net. Trying to do 100 things at once. Duncan Tebow again. And Zeman, a little too ambitious, puts that into the net.
Shutting the door.
Duncan Tebow again. Alex goes 6'4". And puts that into the net.
Tebow hits the net.
7-5.
Madawaska.
I've got it at 7-5.
Serving for Madawaska.
So I'm going to stick with I went with my gut last time. The in-house has been wrong once. We'll see if I am yet. Good reaction from Dimitrijevic. And Manville saw it up there dangling. Says, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
8-6 Madawaska.
James serving for Madawaska. Nicely placed. Felipe Umana Paradis.
Soul Machine down 1.
All right, we're going 8-7. Matt McGurr serves. Matt, an OCAA All-Star in his days at Durham College. Taylor. And off the roof, fantastic. Taylor will try it again. Manville, LP. It's been all LP Manville tonight here at Ryerson University. Best player on the floor.
Joel Hannon serving for Madawaska.
And too soft to touch, out of bounds.
Serve goes out of bounds.
9-8. McGurr will serve. No, he won't. It's Wasser that will serve. I've got a giant pillar obstructing my view. So Blaze. Nicely done. And then Manville again. And it looks like Dimitrijevic touched the net.
10-8 for the Madness.
LP will now serve.
Serving for Madawaska.
LP goes 6-6. It's been his night. Highlight after highlight. And he's trying to put this match on ice for Madawaska. Nice serve. Hits the roof. And a wrestling match at the net, won by Gavin Taylor.
Off the block. 10-9 Madawaska.
So Peckham and Figuera out-wrestled by Taylor. Nikola Dimitrijevic serves for Soul Machine. Set off. Duncan Tebow, too delicate. Nice dig from McGurr. And wow, what a play. Kept alive. And finally, Duncan Tebow puts an end to the rally. Great series of play from both teams. And then Duncan Tebow hammers it away. He'll now serve. Sorry, it's Dimitrijevic back to serve. Zeman. Joran Zeman off the hand of Afoa. Madawaska up 11-10.
11-10 Madawaska. Eric Max Matson serving for Madawaska.
Matson back. Nice serve. Afoa has that blocked.
Jordan Figueroa.
Phil James.
Phil James. Showing 12-10 Madawaska.
Matson will serve again. And unfortunate,
Hits the net.
into the net, the bottom part of the net.
Machine down one.
Now Gavin Taylor back to serve. No substitution we're going to see.
Machine substitution.
Gavin will go to the bench.
Coming in is number
Kirsten
10,
Duncan Tebow back
Kirsten
in.
Duncan Tebow. Kirsten Duncan Tebow serving.
As a commentator, it's much easier when you got two players with the same last name on the team. Makes my life, increases my odds of getting things wrong, or decreases the odds of getting things wrong. Excuse? Increases them getting them right. And clever touch, Duncan Tebow.
Duncan Tebow holds that line. 12-12.
We're tied in the third set. Soul Machine lost the first two sets, so showing signs of life here that they could steal this match from Madawaska, who's dominated courtesy of LP Mainville. Gut check time for Madawaska, and Kirsten gives them a favor.
Soul Machine substitution. Coming in is number 7, Gavin Taylor. Jordan Figueroa serving for Madawaska.
So Figueroa will serve out of screen on your right side. Lovely serve. Duncan Tebow, way too ambitious. Hammers that one into Lake Ontario. And now we got match point right here.
We're into side-out scoring. Timeout, Soul Machine.
So with match point on deck, Soul Machine wants a moment to think about it.
All right, man.
Coach John May wants a timeout.
For Soul Machine, make some noise. And your cheer for Madawaska to finish it off. Make some noise.
So coming up next, the Magnus Spartans versus Beach Hops.
Once again, we'd like to thank our partners.
Week
Toto,
3
for supplying the awesome jerseys.
of One Volleyball's Toronto Premier League. Of course, don't forget, there's also the Calgary Premier League. Click subscribe on your YouTube channel. Stay up to date on all things One Volleyball coast to coast across Canada. And check them out on Instagram. One of the better Instagram accounts you'll see in all of sports, really. I love the coverage they have on there. Figueroa for the match. And Jordan Figueroa paints the back line. Perfect. And it's a fitting end. Madawaska, clearly the better team on the evening. And they get 6 points to none. They take all 3 sets. So we're going to take a quick break, come back with Beach Hops and Magnus. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us here from Ryerson University. We'll see you back in a few minutes.